Alright guys, welcome. Hello Mario, glad that you're here. I hope I think you said your grandson will give you the chance to stay here a little while. So, I'm using the new streaming software. It looks good. I want to also test a couple of things with it, like for instance if I can now take a screenshot with shadow play. And believe it or not, the install is not working. That is so disappointing. It says on my screen it takes the screenshot, but it doesn't. Anyway, least of our problems. Alright, Uncle John. So, Zibo taught me something, Jan taught me something, and I'm going to quickly show you guys two little things, and then Mario is here with, great anticipation to see if it now, still gives the same problem or not. I think it's going to give the same problem because I know of things happening behind the scenes. But let's see what the difference is compared to what Jan has now taught us and what's actually happening in the Zibo right now. And then any discrepancies we're obviously going to leave to Zibo to sort that. As easy as that. He'll fix it when he's good and ready with it. As far as I know, Yuri said, Zibo said, so it's a he said thing, but apparently the fuel system will be fixed in the next release. I'm not going to stand father for that one. I'm just conveying a message. So let's see. Hello, Yoki. Alright, well, I hope you enjoy Queenstown. And Mohammed, greetings. Let's get going here. Alright, so I've started a couple of things because I had some time to kill. But I've not actually done the flight planning. So let's quickly do this flight planning while you guys are with me.
Yorkie joined me this morning.
Is it? Cool. I hope it kept you in your tracks, that you didn't.
We won't discuss that, will we, Yorkie? No, we won't. We're not going to divulge what we discussed.
So we need to change these runways and stuff. We're going to take 17 and 21 Romeo. That is fine. And then let's see what the weather is doing. And now there's so let's get the weather from active sky. Just check the weather at that place. 21, awesome. So we're going to take 21 and take 17 over there. And go grab that flight flag. So needs to change. Let's start this. We're going to do the ILS for 21. Oh, now Streamlabs is here as well. I'm not worried about that one. Yeah, I think that's what we need to take ILS 21. So that will be our flight. Hello, Bebo. Right, taxi in and out fuel. 10 minutes, why not? Passengers, make it a full house. Make it nice and heavy. We'll take 2 tons of fuel with us. Cargo, sorry. Cruise, we're going to use 20. And cruise altitude 290. Because we need to match the restrictions. Alright, what else do we need? Aircraft. That one and add our plan quickly. Ach nee, come now. It's doing that silly bad gateway thing again. The other day I tried it about 4 times. All of a sudden it worked. Let's see if we can do it this way. Let's see. Simply seems off. Alright, plan C then. Let's close this and go fetch our FX. Still too heavy. Very interesting. Alright, so we're gonna just drop our alternate in as well. Very interesting. That's not possible. Actually not possible. So PFPX is now also acting up tonight. If we say optimal, it's going to give us like 9,000 foot or something. Let's have a look. See.
What is a flying it go?
Yeah, you see 9,000 feet. Uncle John, it does not have a mom and dad. I'm going to force it. I will get this equal in the air. It's the last thing I do. The question is now, is it the weather that's affecting us? What is it? What else can it be? Yeah, we're just too heavy. That's basically what it's telling us. So now we can get... that's the wrong one. In fact, I didn't change the optimal. That now needs to be 2.0. 50 passengers is like nothing. It's about 90. Too much. 60 then. Also too much. This is freaking crazy. Just being silly. Now it's moaning about something else. The problem that we have lies here. Where is my graph? Interesting that you now have to troubleshoot stuff that's not even related to the aircraft. But anyway, we'll do our best. Right, so there shouldn't be any restrictions here except for the 11,000. That's fine. Here's where it gets interesting.
Did you say that sim brief wasn't working?
Yeah, I can't get in either way.
Okay, it is working.
Alright, well, far gone already. Alright, so we don't have to go 290, we can try 250. Let's try 250. 250. And that is acceptable. So let us then go back and start lifting the packs now. Let's go for 110. It's still acceptable. Let's go for full house. 160 if I can just use properly. That's too much. Let's make this 130. There we go. Alright, that's acceptable. Alright, so we going to carry 130 packs, 0 cargo, then we won't have an alternate, and then we are going to climb to 50 to adhere to those restrictions. Good golly. Alright, so payload is going to be 35. Fuel is going to be 5.2. Alright, so ship truck going. Right, and tonight I decided I'm going to use the air stairs. While we're paying to carry it around, we might as well use it, right? Just finishing up the BFPX here on the side. Just busy looking at the calculations for landing and takeoff performance. Right, so that's done. waypoint is in there twice. So I'm just going to lift this one, put it in that place, cutting out the middleman and avoiding that 180-degree turnaround there at that runway. Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
you're so quiet. Are you okay? Did you have a good day?
Yeah, I've had a good day. I'm waiting for the PT.
Okay. Alright. So, Mario, this is now what I discussed with you privately earlier. And this is a lesson that Jorge taught us a couple of months ago. In the FMC, anything that's in a box is mandatory. Anything that's got a dotted line is optional. Now, Jan put another spin on the flow here this evening, or late afternoon, by explaining the proper usage of the planned fuel. And what he said was that is to make sure that you have enough fuel before refueling happens. Now, the way that my checklist works and the way that the flow has been worked out, it's kind of too late at this point in time to then use it. So by habit, I've just been putting the OFP value in there. Let's quickly get the OFP value. So the OFP, where's that? The OFP value for the trip is 1538, right? So we, in the past, would have just put 1.5, for instance, would go into that. Now, according to him, being the real world pilot, that's the incorrect usage of it. Hello, Steel. So what I propose is let's skip the planned fuel completely. We're going to adhere to the basic Boeing rules that basically says what I said. You know, the blocks we fill in, that's optional. We're going to leave it, all right? And so we're going to click on our zero fuel weight. We know we've got the fuel loaded already, so these values are final values. They're not going to change again. Our reserves is 1.8. Cost index will be 20. Going to fly at 250. Alright, now you guys know, anybody that's followed me for a while know, I fill in these things because it's part of what I do. I don't like leaving stuff out. But in essence, when you talk to the real world pilots, the same principle applies. The Boeing rule says it's a dotted line. You don't have to put it in. I personally do because it's more complete and it gives the FMC a little bit more juice to work with. So I'm going to leave that to you, but I'm going to fill that one in. And I mean, the data is given to us over here. It's not as if we don't have it, so we might as well use it. And again, there's no right and wrong. It's just me. You don't have to do it. I just do it. And execute it. Alright, so as Jan said, the FMC will work out that value for us. We're going to skip it. We're just going to continue to the next site. Alright, Uncle John, and this is where you come in and where our friend Zibo came in this afternoon. I said to him, Zibo, you humble me every time I speak with you because in one line he just disperses so much information. It's crazy what I've discussed with him in the last couple of days and all the things we've done. Here's a kicker. At some point in time, and I think you guys have picked it up from Zibo now, every now and then he changes a system to be more real. And he would bring a new element into the EFB, into our tablet. And it might or it might not work immediately. And I think in this regard, it didn't. I'm pretty sure it didn't. And then all of a sudden, like 1 or 2 versions ago, all of a sudden, a lot of guys said to me, but hey, look, the outside air temperature is now given to us automatically. And there were queries flying around, and I don't think anybody knew what it was about. So this afternoon, I asked him, I said to him, are you going to keep the outside temperature now as an automatic thing, or are you going to bring it back, you know, that we have to fill it in? And he wrote back to me, and he said to me, it's the type of pitot tube that I've chosen that gives that, Uncle John. So have a look here. At this moment in time, it wants us to put the OAT in, okay? But if you go to your tablet, go to configuration, display variants, and we go to page 2. You see there, aspirated tube, the probe. That's your TID probe, your pitot, okay? If you put it on yes, and you go, look there, look, it puts it in automatically. So it's a different system. So what he's done is he's given us more system depth. He's brought it more alive, made it more real. Now that option in the tablet has been there for a while now. I know it's been there. I've played with it, but it's never actually functioned correctly until, like I say, maybe 1 or 2 versions ago. You know, these subversions. I'm not even talking 38 versus 39. It's like, I think we're at 12. I think maybe they started working at like 8 or 10. You know, it's very recent that I picked up on it, and that the guys were starting to ask me questions, and that's how easy it is. How's that, Uncle John?
Perfect.
Yeah, so for my purposes, I like to do a little bit more work, and it makes it more interesting for me. So I'll accept that, and I'll even go so far and actually reading it. So that's 14, and then /14. So we know it's true. Oops, wrong button. Alright, so just for me, it just makes me feel better. It feels more real, you know. I mean, the stuff I've been in the real world, that's how they work. So we'll keep it at that. Alright, then there's another trick to it, and Alex actually mentioned it to me. The order in which you fill in the SEL versus what you choose here for your derated or rated takeoff, okay, is going to influence whether you get your flaps at the end. So what Alex said is, the way he's figured it out is, if you go and select TO2 first, right, the left out first, and then you put your SEL temperature, you are more likely to get your flap speed than if you put the SEL and then go and check, you know, or select your actual takeoff configuration. So let's just try it. Oh, sorry, I don't even have to guess. Let's look at it. PFPX and TopCat actually tells us we need to use 42. And this is another thing that I picked up. All of a sudden, my calculations in TopCat and what Zibo uses are two different things. Also, all of a sudden, it happened like from a version ago. So let's have a look, see how close we get now. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, Zibo is busy with an astonishing, an amazing takeoff and landing calculator that's going to be implemented in the EFB, which you guys can run off the tablet there. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I've seen those screenshots. Some of you probably seen it already. It's just super. Did you see those screenshots, Uncle John?
Yes, Mac showed me them this afternoon.
Alright, cool. Right, so let's go to take off. We're going to go to flaps 5, and we're going to get our trim 525. Alright, so we've got 136, 137, 141. Alright, well, I'm much more happy. Much more happy. Look how close it is. VR is exactly spot on. V1 and V2 is out with 1 knot. I mean, that's as close as damn it is to a swear word. So, I mean, I'm happy. This now all of a sudden works again. Cool. Alright. So, let's get rid of Adobe and start doing things. Bitrip, I'm sorry, I can't remember if I said hello, but hello to you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, still, I like those screenshots. I asked him in that same forum post, is there something you would be interested in, because me and Jorge have discussed it, and you know, it was a long time ago, and nothing really happened. I'm glad Zibo gave that to us. It's really good. Alright, there we go. Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company and business. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Captain Hudson on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Lots of wind, I see. And there we go. All set.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
And you know what we did not do?
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a
We
ring if
did
you
not
need anything.
pull our stairs back up, and we've still got ground power going.
And
Oh.
chocks.
No, the chocks is removed by better pushback, Uncle John. I never remove them myself. It's only when I don't use better pushback that I, forget to do it, and then I have to quickly remember to do it.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Awesome. Alright, we can stop this timer of ours. There you see, now immediately, the moment he removes the chocks, the tiller goes and jumps around. Because my little lever wasn't in the right place. 1022, is that still the weather? Yeah. Reload my flight plan in active sky, LPPR, LPPT. 50.
Still connected and bypass tuning circuit. Release parking brake. Starting pushback. You may start the engine.
Aircraft, thank you.
Haha, nice green. .56, there we go, next one. But we're taking off runway 17 and landing runway 21, so it's like straight out, straight in. Still, it will happen, but I have no idea of timeline. Zibo always does his model first and then he does the other two. So with the volatility that's in version 39, as somebody graciously put it on the forum, I think it's a good idea to just fix up what needs to be done and get it stable, proper stable, and then do the rest. But that's in Zibo's hands. Hey, goeienaand Damper, welkom. Right. Flaps 5.
Shuttle is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright, well, we're just waiting for you, sir. Move it. Bring us that little pin. And that's it. Alright. It just dawned on me, I forgot to set my trim. Uncle John?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering if this bad gateway with SimBrief hasn't got to do with that cable break in our internet. If I switch internet connection, it might actually allow me to use SimBrief again. But it's funny, it's like intermittent, and that's another reason why I'm thinking it could be the break in the cable here.
What, they haven't done a decent job of it?
No, sir. I'm talking about the cable breaks next to Gabon, high up North Africa, somewhere in the sea.
Sorry. I was referring to the one in the garden.
No, that was fixed properly. No, that was awesome. No, but there's those 3 breaks, and I haven't seen any updates as to if they've actually fixed it or not. They talked about buying bandwidth from other suppliers. My ISP talked about that, buying from other guys, but it's like, it's still not, I'm still not happy with it. I mean, I still can't watch Twitch.
You're not missing much. I deleted mine today.
Well, you know what I miss? I miss the camaraderie. I miss the talking nonsense together,
cabin is
the
secured. Have a
fellowship.
good
That's
flight.
what I miss. No, I don't mind being on YouTube. Obviously, I'm enjoying this tremendously, but I'm just saying that's something that's missing now.
Well, Mac and I had a good session this afternoon. We had about a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours discussing all sorts of stuff.
Awesome. And you got your sunscreen for Africa ready?
Don't need it.
Ah, okay. Brave man.
No, I shall get some, I suppose. I'm going to have to.
Awesome.
Approaching 17.
I love these lights.
On runway 35.
Right, I'm going to fire my laptop up.
Are you gonna fall asleep?
Negative, it's more comfortable on the settee.
Okay. But just tell me if I'm boring.
Going back, what was it? Going back to Yorkie today.
Yeah.
He said we were going on about something or other, and he said, "Go on, don't be a coward." I said, "You wait till I tell Nico you accuse me of being a coward." Right, I'm going to set the laptop up.
All right.
Approaching 17. On runway 17.
Right, here we go, guys.
Eighty knots.
Right, so
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
gear up.
$400.
More day. Gear up and
1,000.
At the airport, it definitely comes with the scenery steering. The link to the scenery is in the description. That portion of it comes with. The immediate vicinity lights, the city lights, is actually Tom Cruise's lights, and then the extended night lights is exactly that. Anything beyond your immediate perimeter is extended night lights. Give me a second. Just come say bye-bye. Good night. Anyway, so yeah, there is a combination of TK lights immediately in front of us, and then the extended night lights a little bit further on. guys won't believe how happy I am that I can actually talk with chat from the broadcasting software again. It is so
Well done. Nearly there.
yeah, hurry up, hurry up. Uncle John,
So,
I beg your pardon, so I wasn't talking about you with you. I was waiting for you to tell me that you're ready to talk to me.
screen's almost there.
Excellent.
I'm live.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yes, Yorkie, I am telling tales because you accused me of. Because that's not quite correct, actually. You didn't accuse me. You said don't be, which was not an accusation. You
It's a
suggested
challenge.
I might.
It's a challenge, Uncle John.
Yeah, well, guess what? I put him in his place anyway.
So- okay.
Yorkie's on his way. Same place.
Say
Good
that.
luck, Yorkie.
Say what again? He's on his way to what?
Where did he? Queenstown.
Oh, yeah, no, he said so earlier, but I couldn't hear what you said just now. Your words went past me. Couldn't hear that.
Gonna be a late night on Friday.
Why?
Brexit. Waited long enough for it.
So what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna go and stand in the street and shout at it, or what's your position?
Negative, negative. I shall have a can of beer, watch the TV, watch the clock go past its time, and that's it. We're officially out.
Oh,
I've just never been a fan of it. Not from day one. Not since they were pouring millions and millions of gallons of wine away and burying tons and tons of butter. I thought, well, that can't be right.
Thousand to go.
almost there. And as you guys can see, there's not much room for cruise. So the moment it gets there, we're gonna start prepping and make sure we get ready for the descent.
Yeah, it's pretty much up and back down again, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, 250. This goes on east. That is done. Right, so how many maps for 47? 47 and weather. That's 0 to 4.
Updated X-Pilot as well today.
Yeah, that one yesterday.
Everything's working perfectly.
But I'm not going to worry about page 2. There's not really enough time to go through all those things. Right, that's set up. There's our slowdown coming already. So we see 1095. Oh, I guess switching over should be the same as 4000. Frequency 1095.
watching the news item here in the UK, Nico.
Mm-hmm.
A lad here, 14.
Yeah.
He was allowed to go solo when he went over to Canada.
Oh.
Amazing, isn't it? 14. It's not allowed in the UK,
Um,
but he went to Canada and they allowed it.
yeah, but that's for a PPL, right? In America, there are other laws as well. There are certain ultralights, little microlights, little aircraft that you don't even need a license for. I actually watched a 14-year-old kid fly some little trike thing the other day, and I mean, he went to Oshkosh with it. He actually flew. He's 14 years old. He flew 732 nautical miles in the round trip, I suppose. He had to stop like 90 times or something. I don't know. The range on his little thing is only 90 miles. So you can work out how many times he had to stop,
Wow.
to get there. So, I mean, him and his dad, I think, they've each got one of these little things. They flew. You don't need a license for that, nothing. Just get in and fly.
Which country's that?
America, US.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There are certain classes of auto gyros and ultralights where you just don't need a license.
Interesting. Back in a sec, bud.
Okay. Hello, Christer. Hello, Jan. Jan, no. My real-world flying career ended many years ago. The whole dream stopped. So, no official paperwork in my name at this point in time. Jan, I've always promised myself that I will go back to flying. Maybe one day when I'm retired, that'll be my hobby. We'll see what happens. There are microlight, ultralight, and other sports options for pilots and to fly around with. I've got friends who own flight schools. I'm weighing up the options, but we need to get the kids through varsity first, you know, get through all those things, make sure the pension is okay, and then we'll worry about those nice to have things.
Core priority.
Yes. Yeah. Christer, yeah. Zibo is working hard on these updates. We're going to have to learn a couple of new things. We had an interesting discussion earlier today with a real-world pilot on the pilots group, and he taught us a couple of things. Zibo taught me something new as well today, and in the last couple of days some other stuff. But I'm surprised, Mario. I see you are still here. Just as I mentioned your name, you popped up on the screen here in front of me. I don't see that error about the reserve fuel yet, my friend. I think we might have beat the system just by using it correctly, if I can put it that way. You know, it just shows you the value of a real-world pilot's input in 5 minutes versus, you know, what we've been taught as flight simmers. Because I mean, I obviously also got taught my story, which I in turn moved on. So let's see what you're saying there.
Surely the answer to that is in regards to the FMC. There is a procedure that the FMC expects certain information to be inputted.
Sure.
If that procedure is correct, then it will create what you're expecting.
Well, that is true, but let me just kill this Cortana. She's driving me insane, and I didn't even call her. When it comes to flight simming, and I'm gonna make a broad statement now. I think all of us grew up in the era when we didn't have options, and we basically got taught one way, and some of those ways under the one way included a lot of simulator shortcuts for simulator pilots. So it created a lot of bad habits, you know, and we didn't know any better. And then here comes the Zibo, and all of a sudden Zibo challenges us to learn more, to do better, to understand more. And then he gives us actual systems that actually corresponds to the FCOM, which isn't making use of simulator shortcuts and flight simmer shortcuts. And every time he goes that one level up, there's a couple of things that happen. Some users recognize it, they're happy about it. Some users say, oh no, it's a bug, because they don't know any better. And then obviously in between, I mean, you know how I've been learning from the guys, you know, how I've been researching, how I've been presenting things on this channel. You know, I try not to make a fool of myself as best I can. You know, I don't want to teach people incorrectly. You know, I mean, it's not good to do that. So I do try my best. But every now and then, Zibo does that next level up, and then a simulator procedure falls out the bus, like we had this evening, you know, this afternoon, whatever you want to call it, when Jan came into the play, and he's got thousands of hours in the real Boeing, and he knows what he's talking about. So he changed the mindset, he changed the procedures to the real procedures, and we were not, well, Zibo changed it first of all. We were not prepared for it because we didn't know any better, and it took a real guy to come in, a real pilot to come and tell us, hey guys, you're making a mistake here. And now we obviously have to learn it, you know, understand it, and then implement it. So that's how it goes. I'm just going to quickly pause the sim here. I don't want it to run away from me because it looks like it's busy doing that. I'm talking too much. So to answer your question, Mario, and this is just how I do it. What I basically do is I will look at the fuel value, so it says 3.8, and I will look at what the estimate is as it's calculated at the destination. So there is 3.8 and 3.5, so that means 300 kilogram difference. So when I go to the INET reference page, and now it won't do it because I'm paused, when I go there, I take the gross weight and then I subtract the 300, so it will be 60. I'll put it into position because it's just temporary. This will revert just now, and then I quickly click on the actual landing reference that I want, and if I go back and come back, you'll see it's changed back. That's just a temporary value. That's just something Boeing gives the guys to actually work out more accurately what this is, you know. So that's all I do. That might be something we can ask a real world guy to just explain us a little bit better as well as we continue. Now this is interesting. The glide slope is already below us. And we still don't have the localizer. Well, Jan, good luck with that and the twins and all. You see, yeah, just procedures. Kristen, I'm referring to your comment there, and I love learning more. I'm addicted to this learning more. I'm addicted to the whole rush of learning something new, and I go, ooh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's a pleasure, Maria.
There'll always be aircraft where guys that come on board and just want to fly, not have to worry about learning the aircraft as such. In other words, aim, take off, and load. Those aircraft will always be
1,000 to go.
available. Zibo is a completely, totally different ballgame.
Yeah, it's a totally different ball game, and if you're not prepared for the Zibo, you know, you're gonna come second. Hello, Dimitri. Ha, rainy Vancouver, awesome.
Thankfully, we've got the likes of Unico. When we do get a little issue, as Zibo progresses, you investigate and try and get the answers for us.
Yep. everyone. Dimitri, I actually did not see that. Nope. Nope. I missed that one. It's got to be in my feed here somewhere. I'll go find it and I'll watch it. I'll go check it out. Alright, I'll go around. Altitude will be 7,000. Nice lights, wow. I never forget to press that button. Sometimes I just feel like it. Well, I always forget to press it, but sometimes I just feel like pressing it. Man, I'm getting tired. I'm talking nonsense. Somebody wake me when we get there.
Wake up!
Ah. Hello, Paul.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Yeah.
Approaching 2-1.
Louise, thank you so much.
Minimums 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That beautiful place and like, you know, you're gonna eat it.
80 knots.
And welcome to Porto, guys. Lisbon. Lisbon. I am tired, sorry.
Have you actually managed to get out of bed?
You know what? That was a couple of hours ago, Uncle John. Thanks,
Still,
Louise.
still there?
Yeah, it feels like it. No, it's time to go back. It's time to really go sleep now. Just now I'm gonna dream I'm in Wisconsin as well. Dimitri, the landing rate tool comes from Benny Overlay. It's part of the broadcasting software. I don't actually have it in the sim or on my screen. It's only you guys that see it being broadcast, that's all. Dimitri, the ones at the airport comes with the airport. This is the TDG version of Lisbon, so he made those ones. Outside in the city, the near ones, nearer to the aircraft, is from Tom Knudsen, and the extended night lights are the yellow ones that you see in the distance that extends the drawing of the night lights a bit. And it's all free from the orcs, you must just go find it. And it is 202. This is where I usually stop, so that's it. Right place, right time. Well, Mario, I did not get that message, so I think it's absolutely a question of procedure. Zibo, in his wisdom, has removed that little simulator and simulator pilot shortcut that we've grown used to, and part of the education is now to just adapt. So I hope it had value for you that I did the flight for us today. I'm happy. Antonio, thank you for subscribing. I use it for ortho. I have got ortho running right now, so it definitely works with ortho. I have noticed he said in the readme it doesn't work with X-Enviro though, so it won't work with stuff like that. Yeah, no, now we have a new procedure to learn, and for the guys who are late, who didn't see it in the beginning, it's obviously not going to show it to us right now, but when you go to this N1 limit page, some of you will have a value given to you automatically, and if you are like me, it will not give you a value. Now this is something that was made provision for, I would say, a month or 3 ago already, but Zibo never implemented the code fully. Alright, so if you guys are wondering about this, the outside temperature is linked to your pitot tube. So if you go to your optional accessories and you go to your aspirated that probe. That's your pitot. If you put it to yes, if you are using aspirated pitot tubes, it's going to give you your outside air temperature. Now this was something that really bugged me because nobody explained it to me, and then Zibo explained it to me himself today. So I'm grateful and happy. If you put it to no, you have to put your own outside temperature. So 2 lessons in 1 day from the masters is absolutely wonderful. Let's quickly have a replay. I must say I like these lights. They really work for me.
Oh, it's quiet.
Yorkie's making a joke with you there.
Behave yourself. Behave yourself, Yorkie.
Yeah. Gentlemen, and if there are any ladies, thank you for watching. I need to go sleep now. I'm tired, and we will chat again tomorrow or the next day as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and thanks for joining us, Mario. I hope it helped. I'm happy. Let me know what you think later if you feel like having a quick chat on Messenger or something. Speak to you guys again. Bye bye.
Good luck, Yoki. Good night, all.